It is best to stay away from that person.
At a pre-marriage meeting with both families, my grandmother suddenly spoke in a way I had never seen before. I felt the atmosphere freeze. With her mysterious ability, my grandmother pointed out to a man in front of her, and his face quickly turned pale.
This person has many dark spirits attached to him.
My grandmother certainly said that. This is a story about my grandmother and her mysterious ability. My name is Lana, and at that time, I was 33 years old and running a venture company. My family, which is my parents, younger brother, and grandmother, and our family was very close-knit. The only thing that set us apart from other families was my grandmother's mysterious ability. She could find lost items, predict sudden visitors, and even the day when relatives would pass away. The pinnacle of her ability was when my grandfather passed away. My grandmother quietly told our family, who were in tears,
"Don't cry too much. Grandpa is crying too."
She then said that Grandpa had hidden some money behind the closet and that he wanted us to use it. We were shocked when we peeked behind the closet and found an envelope, just like my grandmother had said. My grandmother hated dishonesty, was kind, and was good at cooking. Her favorite phrase was, "Don't do anything bad because God is always watching." I grew up under the care of this grandmother with a mysterious ability, and I graduated from junior college. After working at a regular company for a while, I started a small accessory company because I loved using my hands since I was young, and it eventually led to a successful online sales business. Our small, close-knit company only had a few employees, and we enjoyed working together. One day, I received a phone call.
"Hello? I am a futures trading specialist broker."
"Oh, I'm not interested in that kind of trading. Excuse me." As soon as the other person started talking, I tried to interrupt and hang up. Then the person said with a laugh,
Sorry, it's me, Lana. It's Chase, remember? We met at the reunion."
Upon hearing that, I was taken aback. Chase was a classmate from high school. He was great at sports, top of his class, and very popular with girls. After graduating from famous university, he became an elite businessman, working for a famous foreign company. At the recent reunion, we were excited about his entrepreneurship, and we exchanged contact information, hoping to have a conversation as fellow venture capitalists. I remembered that and hurriedly apologized. "Chase? Oh, I'm sorry. You sounded so fishy, so."
Come on, not cool, Lana. We exchanged contact information for a reason. Anyway, more importantly, how about having a meal together? I want to talk about business.
On that promised day, we met up at the very stylish restaurant. There were couples all around, and I was a little intimidated to talk about business in that kind of atmosphere. Chase arrived a little late, beyond the scheduled time.
"Lana, sorry for making you wait. So, how do you like this place?"
Yeah, it's really nice, but being surrounded by only couples on a date," I answered honestly.
"We should also look like a couple in love, right? And I always liked you."
I was surprised by the sudden turn of events. Really? I had no idea."
"I thought so. You are a bit dense when it comes to that kind of stuff."
He opened the menu in front of me and smiled. I was overjoyed to hear that he liked me. He was my high school Prince Charming.
"Since I come to this place often, can I order for us?"
Yeah, of course." Thanks to him taking the lead, the meal became really enjoyable. When we were in the middle of our dishes, he brought up the main topic.
Well, the main topic is, do you have any interest in investing?
Investing is a field that I'm not good at. Even when it comes to company finances, I'm terrible with numbers and just leave everything to our accounting guy, Nathan. To be honest, I'm pretty bad at it.
Well, how about I support you and you try investing? And by the way, would you like to have dinner together again next time?
I got swept up in his skillful lead and couldn't help but agree. Yeah, let's have dinner together again next time. And so, I became close with him and we regularly had meals together. One day, Chase spoke with an unusually serious expression.
I love you from the bottom of my heart, now and forever. That's why I want us to date with the intention of getting married.
Chase shows up at our meeting place every time with stylish clothes and a bouquet of flowers. Our relationship is like a dream come true for me. I agreed to his proposal immediately. A few days after the proposal, he said to me in a formal tone,
"Now that we're going to be a married couple, can you entrust me with managing our money? It could also be a good deal for your company, you know?"
"Are you talking about investing?"
"With $50,000, we could double the size of your company by next year. I'm confident."
"Okay, I understand. But it's a lot of money, so can you give me some time to think about it? I need to discuss with my employees and family." Feeling overwhelmed by the large sum, I decided to seek advice from people around me.
"Lana, do you trust me? It's for our future."
Chase spoke to me in a sweet voice, making I felt like a princess, and I had no reason to doubt him. The next day, he called me with a cheerful voice.
"One of my subordinates just contacted me, and the situation has changed slightly since yesterday. If we could come up with another $30,000, our future would be guaranteed."
"Wait, so that's a total of $80,000? That's a lot. I need more details about the investment before I can commit to it, even if I'm not well versed in investments." Chase seemed a little annoyed by my request for more information.
"Are you saying that you don't trust me?"
No, it's not that, but
then $80,000. Investing is all about speed, you know?
Wait a minute. Of course, I trust you, but everything is happening too fast for me to keep up. Can we wait until after the meeting with both our families, the day after tomorrow, to talk about the money?
Okay, I understand. So the money will be ready by the day after tomorrow then.
Although Chase seemed a little dissatisfied, he agreed to wait for the money. He kept insisting that the investment was guaranteed to be profitable. But I started to wonder if it was really that easy to make money. Even though I loved Chase, I had doubts about giving him $80,000 for investment, especially since I wasn't familiar with investment myself. I didn't know how to make a decision about this. Whenever I'm in a situation like this, I always contact my grandmother. When I called to tell her about my engagement, she was very happy. But at the same time, she sounded a little worried and said,
"Is that person really okay? I see a lot of dark shadows around him."
Hearing my grandmother's voice made me suddenly realize that I might be doing something foolish because of Chase's sweet looks. Would a boyfriend really demand such a large sum of money out of the blue? Many questions started to rise in my head. I also mentioned to this Nathan, our accountant, who is very knowledgeable about investments, and he was surprised.
"Even if you love that person,
You should stop investing. The risk is too high. There are even scams like that." When he mentioned the word scam, I couldn't help but shudder. It was because the words dark shadow my grandmother said and the word scam were linked in my mind. From that moment on, my love turned into suspicion and anger. I decided to investigate the truth of the matter and waited for the meeting between both families. On the day of the meeting, both families gathered at a luxury hotel in a neighboring town. After introducing our families, my grandmother solemnly spoke in a way I had never seen before.
"You should stop seeing this person. The man right next to you is angry."
The atmosphere of the room became tense. My grandmother slowly pointed to Chase's shoulder and whispered. Chase was losing his words at the sight.
"What are you talking about?"
Then my grandmother continued.
"Not only the man, but also the woman next to him is angry. I can see a lot of anger. And then, someone who wants to take you down will be here soon."
Chase's face turned pale, and he began to panic, trying to stop my grandmother's words.
"Shut up! No, I mean, maybe she's just mistaken about something."
Then my grandmother turned to Chase's parents and said,
"It seems that both of you are in dire need of money. First of all, does the male person over there have a current illness? You should go to the hospital immediately."
Then Chase's father's face darkened and he said,
"Actually, since last year, I've been having stomach problems. God is watching, so go to the hospital before deceiving others."
Then my grandmother turned to the mother of Chase, who looked like she was about to burst into tears.
"I can see that you've had a difficult life. But even if you hit the rock bottom, you shouldn't resort to deceiving people like this. Deep down, you really want to be of help of others, don't you?"
Upon hearing this, the woman broke down in tears and said,
"I'll continue working as a nurse. I promise."
At the moment, Chase, who had been watching the situation, suddenly became agitated.
"What are you doing? Do your job properly. I thought you had to play my parents' role."
As I was surprised by his sudden outburst, the sound of the door opening loudly filled the room. One of my company's employees, Nathan, had entered.
"We have done some investigating on you, sir. We found it suspicious when we heard about the investment offer from Lana."
Nathan then opened a file containing the result of his investigation.
"Who are you? An outsider? What are you talking about?"
Shocked by his loud voice, hotel staff rushed in.
"Get out! All of you who have nothing to do with this! Someone remove this man from here!"
My grandmother then spoke up saying,
"See? I told you. Someone who is inconvenient for you shows up." "What did you say, you old hag?"
Witnessing his true nature, Nathan yelled,
"Lana, don't be fooled by this man. This is a scam." "What did you say? Don't say stupid things."
Still trying to defend himself, Nathan exposed Chase's wrongdoing by showing articles and copies of SNS posts he found on the internet about the fraudulent investment company. Then, my grandmother calmly mentioned the name of a certain bank.
"You are keeping the money you took by deceit in the United Bank, right? The account number is..."
My grandmother even went as far as to reveal the account number. Nathan raised the memo with the account number on it and breathed heavily.
"I'm going to the police now. Come with me. But please, please, stop that. I'll apologize for everything.
Can you explain what's going on? I asked in a menacing voice, and Chase started confessing while still bowing down on the ground.
The investment was real at first. I had confidence in my investment because I had been working for a foreign company for a long time. And I thought if I could make money, I could face my wife, who looks down on me.
What? You had a wife?
I was stunned by his absurd story. My wife has only lived a wealthy and luxurious life because her family is rich. She's extremely extravagant with money, and I've always been looked down upon by her for being concerned about money. If this investment had gone well, I wouldn't have had to worry about what she said, and everything would have worked out.
Listening to Chase's selfish confession, I calmly continued. In other words, you were planning to steal my money and ran away. Is that right? And your parents are also fake. I wondered if they had taken on the role of his parents for the job. And the two of them immediately bowed down on the spot. Disgusted, I had nothing to say to these three and left the scene. Later, his story was featured on the front page of the newspaper. It was only natural for the police to get involved since he had caused so much trouble. It seems that the police had already begun the investigation when Nathan rushed to the police station with the evidence. Days later, I thanked Nathan for warning me again. Thank you for letting me know, Nathan. I was completely deceived. I thought I met a perfect guy, but it was all a lie. As I lamented, he spoke boldly to me.
Lana, let's eat something delicious when you feel like this. Let's go get some food.
He is serious and awkward, but he thinks of me more than anyone else. He is my now husband. Since that day, I thought I would never have a love affair again, but it was different with Nathan. I had a vague feeling that he really cared about me. Then one day, Nathan suddenly said to me,
Lana, can you introduce me to your grandmother? And if there is no problem with me, will you marry me?
I was surprised by this sudden proposal, but he didn't back down and insisted on meeting my grandmother. I had been cautious about love, but if my grandmother said it was a bad idea, I would quietly back off. So I agreed to introduce him to my grandmother. And my grandmother said,
Oh, he is the one. He will be your husband.
What? I was taken aback. But my grandmother's words became decisive, and I decided to marry him. Now, I am happy. 3 years have passed since then, and my grandmother has turned 80. But she's still healthy, and her predictions are accurate. Our relationship as a couple is good, and our business are going well. My grandmother, who has a mysterious ability, gave me a wonderful prophecy the other day. A lovely family member will come to you. The day after my grandmother's prophecy, my husband and I rescued a lost cat. In the end, the owner was not found, and we named him Charlie, and he became a member of our family. He is a lively little boy who loves to play pranks and makes a lot of noise every day. Hey, wait! Charlie! I am chasing after Charlie with a smile on my face today.